The gunslinger.
I could take you away from all this.
I must be a jerk magnet.
Hello guys and welcome to another MK Mobile character review, today featuring Tactical Sonya. As usual guys, please note the date when this video has been recorded because a lot of things may have changed since then. And if you're not familiar with the matrix I'm using in order to evaluate characters, you can find it on the top right corner of the screen. So without any further ado, let us put Tactical Sonya Blade to the test. Tactical Sonya Blade guys was released on the 4th of May 2015 and her original price in the old store was 300 souls sharp. Currently you can purchase her for 250, so we have some discount after all. Anyways, let's check whether she's worth that price. Her attack is 35,154, which is the 46th highest in MK Mobile and the 20th highest in the Gold League. The hit points, they are only 64,512, which is the 50th highest in the game and the 28th highest among all gold cards. The toughness is 33,642, the 39th highest in the game and the 18th highest in the Gold League. And the recovery is 35,154, the 37th highest in MK Mobile and the 16th highest among all gold cards. And the power generation is, as usual, only 100%. So for her stats, Tactical Sonya is going to get only 14.6 out of 28 possible points. Special one of Sonya guys is called Arc Kick. Basically it looks like the special one of any other Sonya in the game. No surprises there. What you need to know about is that first thing first, it can be cast from distance without any issues. However, it is completely blockable and unfortunately doesn't have any buff or debuff whatsoever. In addition, the special attack is lethal. It consists of 3 mini hits and it has the horizontal or vertical swipe as mini game. Another beautiful thing about special one of Tactical Sonya is that it will follow both of her combo enders and the enemy will never block. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the ability is 15,341, which is the 64th highest in the game and the 28th highest among all gold cards. The maximum damage is 30,683, which is the 62nd highest in the game and the 28th highest in the Gold League. Once again, special one of Sonya can be completely blocked by the enemy. It doesn't have any buff or debuff. It can be cast from distance. It is lethal. It consists of 3 mini hits and it has the horizontal or vertical swipe as mini game. So for her special one, Tactical Sonya is going to get only 5.6 out of 13 possible points. Alright guys, so it is now time to talk about Tactical Sonya Special 2, which is the bread and butter of her character in general. Basically, Special 2 of Sonya guys is the ability that you'll be using all the time. It is called Drone, and here it is what you need to know about it. First thing first, it can be unblockable, but it can be blocked. It all depends on the stipulation you choose right before you do the special attack. In addition, it might have stun as debuff. Again, it depends whether you're going to select that, and it can be cast from distance. Furthermore, the ability is lethal. It consists of only 1 mini hit and it doesn't have any mini game. Like honestly, no mini game whatsoever. And of course, like her special one, this ability will follow perfectly both of her combo enders, and that's really good. So let's take a look at the damage. Quite honestly, it is really bizarre to talk about the minimum and the maximum damage of this ability because you have no control of it, as we already established. Anyways, as per her character's card, the minimum damage is 19,177, which is the 84th highest in the game and the 48th highest among the gold cards, and the maximum damage is 42,300, which is the 92nd highest in the game and the 54th among all gold characters. Quite horrible results when it comes to damage. Once again, the special attack can be completely unblockable. It can actually has stun. It can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of only 1 mini hit, and it doesn't have any mini game whatsoever. So, as you're currently seeing, I'm pretty generous with her special 2 because quite honestly it's very flexible. So at the end of the day, her second ability is going to score 10.4 out of 19 possible points. Alright, there isn't anything special about Tactical Sonya X-Ray, it is the good old MKX X-Ray. Basically, in Mortal Kombat Mobile, it has shield as team buff, and it can be cast from distance, which is awesome. Unfortunately, when it comes to damage, it is quite low, only 81,379, which is the 85th highest in the game, and the 30th, actually the 50th highest in the Gold League. Once again, the X-Ray has team shield as buff, and it can be cast from distance. So for her third special attack, Tactical Sonya is going to get 3.5 out of 4 possible points, and the total amount of points she gets for her special attacks adds up to 19.4 out of 36 possible. The basic attacks of Tactical Sonya, guys, are quite good. I was really surprised, to be honest. Let's start with the negatives, and there too. She doesn't really push opponents away if they're blocking, even though that's not the end of the world. I'm going to explain why later in this chapter. And the second negative is that I don't really like the combo ender with the drop kick. It really feels awkward, even though both of her special attacks, Special 1 and Special 2, will follow perfectly fine after either of her combo enders. And now let's start with the positives. The positives are that Tactical Sonya has pretty great initiation speed. I mean, the time it takes her to start punching from blocking position, let's go it that way. You're currently seeing how I'm intercepting the enemy in the middle of their combo, because Tactical Sonya is so fast at starting punching the enemy. This is where she excels. And on top of that, I already mentioned both of her special attacks follow her combo enders. That's pretty great, and she's pretty fast, so I reckon she deserves a solid 7.7 out of 10 possible points for her basic attacks. Alright guys, the passive of Tactical Sonya is called Combat Drone, and here is what it does. I quote: activates a drone, special attack 2, with multiple attack modes, stun, homing blast or detonation. Basically, you can choose whether your special 2 will stun, whether your special 2 will deal double damage, or whether your special 2 will break blocks. Now, on paper this looks fine, but at the end of the day, you don't have to choose this because you have no choice. In 99.9% of the cases, you're going to select double damage, because if you don't do that, the damage of Special 2 of Tactical Sonya will be simply insufficient. It will be extremely low. And that's really surprising to me, because back in the days when I was playing with her, that was probably 1 year ago something, the last time when I did Fatal Quick mode with her, it doesn't matter, then her Special 2 was dealing much more damage. Now, it seems it is heavily nerfed. Even with Demolition Sonya, Rat Hammer, specific talents, the top damage I did with her Special 2 is somewhere around 140k, if I was lucky and if the damage was critical, which I made sure it is. And that's not really horrible, but still, you can achieve more by simply spamming Special 1 of Combat Cup Johnny and put him in a specific team. So it's not really mind-blowing. And in addition, there is something interesting about Tactical Sonya Special 2. If you want, you can try and put people into a stun lock. It works if you have equipment for power generation and if you have high-tech jockey in your team. But it's really difficult to achieve, because all you have to do is, after the roundhouse kick combo ender, then you have to approach the enemy, punch him once, and then follow immediately by a combo. If you do that, then you have enough power to do another Special 2, and you can repeat the process over and over again. The problem is that there is a specific time when you have to punch and then do a combo ender immediately after the punch, and if you miss this specific time, the enemy will tag out, even if you have cornered the enemy. So it's really not easy to achieve. It will be much easier to put people into stun lock by using, let's say, any Scorpion Special 1. So again, Tactical Sonya underperforms. So I really appreciate the fact that you give us a way to choose the I don't know, the buff or debuff or whatever on her Special 2, but it's simply not enough, because in a lot of cases in the real world, you don't have choice. You simply don't have choice. You have to go with double damage, otherwise your special 2 simply do nothing. So unfortunately I'll be giving her only 7 out of 20 points for her passive. I'm sorry, if the year was 2019 probably I'll give her 10, but now when the special 2 damage was heavily nerfed, or at least it feels to me that's heavily nerfed, then once again it is good just on paper, in reality it doesn't work. Tactical Sonya is just a Spec Ops character, so she gets 1 point for classes and 0 points for tagging attack. Okay guys, it is time to decide whether Tactical Sonya is a good character, bad character, decent character, average character and so on. So as usual, let's take a look at the bigger picture. Tactical Sonya has pretty bad stats, but that's understandable, after all she's a basic gold card. Her special 1 is disappointing, her special 2 is just okay, but nothing overwhelmingly good. And the X-Ray has pretty decent buff, I would say. Her passive is really disappointing. So what should I say about her? What do I think about her? I think that she offers nothing to the table. She is close to being completely useless, because if you want to have a fighter, you can select much better fighters than Tactical Sonya, and she has absolutely nothing. She adds nothing when it comes to her supporting any other character. And that's really not good. So she's not flexible enough when it comes to support. I mean, she can be supported just by Spec Ops characters, she cannot support anybody, and if we take a look at her potential as a fighter alone, it is not impressive. So I'm sorry, I'll be giving her 0 out of my 3 subjective points. I still remember when I was using her 1 or 2 years ago, the last time I was pretty impressed by the damage from her special 2, but now even this aspect of her gameplay is gone. I don't know whether it is just temporary or it is for good. Nobody knows but Warner Brothers and NetherRealm Studios. So with my 0 point, she's going to score 49.7, and we can label her as a kind of bad character. On our current rankings, guys, he's almost last. She's just above Commando Kano and just below Injustice Scorpion. So the final verdict for Tactical Sonya is going to be kind of bad character. Alright guys, it is time to talk about your final verdict on Tactical Sonya. This time we have a new record high, 279 people voted. If you want to be one of them, please do not hesitate and join our Discord server. You're going to find the link in the description of this video. So 279 people voted with the average score of 4.589. The majority of you voted with a 458 people, only 2 people voted with a 9, which is kind of surprising, but it is what it is. So we can kind of agree that this character is not really that great. The Matrix scored almost 50 points, you scored 56 points if you have to round them up, so the verdicts kind of match, and this is one of the cases where your verdict and the Matrix verdict are almost the same, and I mean almost the same. The Matrix was a little bit more, let's say, lenient with this character. There's so many of you who think that Tactical Sonya is almost unplayable. I kind of agree, there are always better alternatives, so there is no reason at all when you ever play this character except for have some fun with her if you for some reason like Sonya as a character in Mortal Kombat. Apart from that, quite honestly, I don't see her being used anywhere apart from probably survival mode when she's the last character that you haven't used yet. Anyways guys, let's check the gameplay. Alright guys, it is time to talk about the gameplay of Tactical Sonya. There is little that I can say here. First thing first, for obvious reasons, she shouldn't be used as your starter because she mainly relies on special 2. It is true that from time to time you can use her special 1 to finish off a dying enemy, for example, but her main weapon is and always will be her special 2. When it comes to the great matches, I don't think she has any, she doesn't counter any character in a very, very bad way. However, will be pretty bad against all Jades. Let's say MK11 Jade, Assassin Jade, Relentless Jason. That will be pretty bad matches for her. When it comes to the best equipment, guys, I don't know which is the best equipment for Tactical Sonya, quite honestly. It is pretty self-evident that you need to have some equipment so that she can spam special 2, because after all her passive revolves around her special 2. If you don't use her special 2, it's like you're playing a character without passive, so you should give her something to reduce the power cost of special 2. She requires some unblockable attacks and some gear, some armor that, let's say, increases her critical hit chance or just gives her some survivability. And when it comes to the teams, basically 2 Spec Ops to boost her attack, for instance Demolition Sonya, and another Spec Ops to give her extra bar of power, for instance Balanced Kenshi. Any Spec Ops that can kind of benefit her in any way. Another possible solution is High Tech Jack, if you wanna put enemy in a stun lock using her special 2, for instance. The possibilities are endless, but the end result, if you wanna use Tactical Sonya as your main fighter, isn't really impressive. Alright guys, Tactical Sonya, what do you think of her? Do you like her? Do you dislike her? Please let me know in the comments. Once again, she almost scored 50 points and we labeled her as a kind of bad character. As usual guys, if you wanna see more reviews, you can find the playlist on the top right corner of the screen. See you next time guys, take care and stay safe.
Impressive. Perfect.